Hi everyone, and is the next Mass Effect game set in the far distant future? Well, I wanted to go over some past information and sources which could suggest that it actually is, and it's not actually set a few years after the events of Mass Effect 3, but rather in the far distant future. So let's check it all out.
Lockhart QT.
So back in 2020, during the Game Awards, bioware/EA dropped trailers for the Legendary Edition of Mass Effect, the collection of Mass Effect 1, 2 and 3, the new Dragon Age, and most importantly the next Mass Effect game. And travelling forward to present day in 2023, August, we still know very little about the next Mass Effect game other than a few tidbits given to us here and there and a few hints on different N7 days. And during that fateful December at the Game Awards, many third-party gaming news outlets covered the news of a new Mass Effect game and Dragon Age, including IGN and GameInformer, which dropped this potential bombshell of information around the same time as the original trailer actually dropped.
And I feel like if you're interested in the future, obviously we know Liara's much older. I would put her at now around 800 years, given off the trailer, and also I've confirmed that she's much older with the BioWare devs as well. So we know it's very much set in the future, and so I feel like the ending of the...
Now, to my knowledge at least, BioWare have not to this day mentioned anything or confirmed formally or verbally anything regarding timeline or setting of the next Mass Effect game. So I did what any good human would do and went straight to the source of this video. I added the two journalists in question on Twitter and asked them how or where they got their news from and who or what were their sources to back up these claims in the video, and I also sent them the actual clip just to make sure, it wasn't getting muddled up or anything. And obviously what I'm saying is I don't want you guys to, go out there and bombard these two journalists with any, loads of Mass Effect questions. I'm not saying to do that. This was just the purpose of making sure that these claims that are being made here are correct and factual and have sources to back them up. Because the reason I'm bringing this information up is that BioWare haven't confirmed anything regarding the time setting yet, and in fact, basically any official media's put out basically the only thing we've had is the secret transmission, which actually shows a date in the bottom corner, which actually indicates that this game could be set shortly after Mass Effect 3 rather than during Andromeda's timeline or even hundreds of years in the future in the Milky Way galaxy. Because in my opinion, it also seems as though this is false / made up or misinformation, saying that, quote, I'm quoting her word for word here, I've confirmed she's much older with the BioWare devs as well, referring to, obviously, Liara Tassoni in the teaser trailer. Now, personally, in my opinion, I do think that the next Mass Effect game will be set 1 to 10 years after Mass Effect 3. I think it will be a Milky Way game because I think BioWare need to do it to win back the fans. But in the trailer that we were shown, the reveal trailer for the next Mass Effect game, we do see that Liara has some visible wrinkles / blemishes which could indicate that she's older and could tie into this theory of her being older, but we don't know if this is just how she looks now, or if this is how she's being rendered in the teaser trailer, because if you guys don't know, at the end of the day this could mean nothing, but the game is still in pre-production, meaning that a lot of the stuff that was seen in the teaser trailer back in 2020 can be false or changed. BioWare may have gone in a different direction. Again, we'll have to wait and see. Either that, or it's more evidence to suggest that she's older, and it was actually BioWare telling us, without telling us directly, that she's older. After all, we know Asari can live for hundreds and hundreds of years, and it would be interesting to team up with a Liara who is now either a matriarch or a much wiser and older shadow broker. Again, we'll have to wait and see. Next up in the reveal trailer shots, we now actually do have confirmation that throughout the trailer, this has come from project director at BioWare themselves, that we can actually see dead Reapers in space as well as on this unknown icy planet. This was actually confirmed via BioWare devs on Twitter in several different tweets. My sources are on screen now and will be linked in the description, cough cough GameInformer. And if you look at the shot of the shuttle heading for the planet, this looks as if it's it's a callback to the OG Mass Effect game with the sort of opening shot of Earth where you've got the moon and then obviously the Earth panning in the background. So this could actually be planet Earth. I've covered what I think this planet could be in previous videos, but what if it's planet Earth? But Lockhart, you ask, why would Earth be covered in dead reapers and ice and snow? Well, if the game is set in the far distant future, this could be how Earth looks now, as a fallout result of either the Reaper War, the Reaper Collector War, or another unknown event or war that happens sometime in the future in the Milky Way galaxy, or it could just be due to climate change, global warming, or another ice age. Again, we don't know. Another tidbit to talk about here though is Liara's not wearing an O2 mask or suit, and it seems to indicate that the planet has a breathable atmosphere, with the other crew members in the background of the shot also doing the same thing. So possibly it's another hint at the next game being in the far future, as well as this unknown planet being Earth, which would be very interesting if BioWare ever confirmed this information. That brings about the discussion to a whole new level. We would have to change the way that we've been thinking about the next Mass Effect game completely, because if the game is set in the far distant future, you're going to have a lot of characters from the OG trilogy that aren't coming back because they'll be, well, dead. They would have died either from some other means or old age, and that would rule out a lot of fan favourite characters returning, sadly. So again, we're going to have to wait to see from BioWare. If I do hear back from the GameInformer journalists, I will let you guys know. I'm really excited to see if they do reply to me, because again, I'm not calling their sort of journalistic integrity into question. I'm more just asking a general question, which is that clip that I played earlier, that I've also got linked in the description as well. Basically, where are these claims coming from? Because you can't just, that would be like me saying, oh, I've seen the Nintendo Switch 2. I've seen Nintendo's new console. Nintendo themselves showed me, and then when people ask, okay, but have you got any proof for this? Me saying, just me being silent. That it does come across to me that it is basically the same thing. It does. I'm hoping it's just a case of it was a mistake on their part, and they're just an excited Mass Effect fan who said, yeah, it looks like it's in the future, but in fact, they were meant to say that, but in fact, they have actually just said no. But BioWare said this when they haven't. Again, if there is any misinformation in this video, let me know and I'll happily, collect it. But again, we're gonna have to see what's going on, because again, BioWare have been very silent on the next Mass Effect game, other than again little bits of information here and there, and they've not confirmed this setting or time frame at all. So if we do get any information, don't forget to stay subscribed to the channel, like the video, as I'll be covering news for the next Mass Effect game up until it releases, and then obviously doing playthroughs and all the rest when it does. Thank you so much for watching, and for more Mass Effect content, don't forget to stay subscribed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.